Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of Echoes of Silence. This podcast comes from a place of curiosity about the thoughts we carry quietly and the conversation we often avoid. For this first episode, I want to begin with someone who has spent years observing people as much as progress. I'm joined today by Vijetha Shastry. Beyond experiences and roles, Vijetha brings a deep understanding of the emotional journeys behind leadership, entrepreneurship, and building something meaningful. Vijetha, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, my honor.
And starting this conversation with us.
Thank you.
Well, I
thank
just
you.
want to know what made you say yes to this conversation.
As you said, Archana, you're a buddy. So we should stand up and help our buddies and friends. And very honestly, Echoes of Silence, what you're putting together, I think there's a lot of value for the ecosystem and community. I mean, as you know, I work and collaborate and partner and spend a lot of time with people in the startup ecosystem, high pressure entrepreneurs like yourself.
Right.
So it is a good thing to do. We must be there for each other, for the good people in this universe. So why not? Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm so happy to be here.
Great. So before the roles and titles what you had, what were you before, Vijetha?
I'm an ancient fossil. So remember pre-LinkedIn, pre-social media, when none of this was really, no WhatsApp, no nothing. So I've started because I was brought up in Goa. I've worked in the hotel industry and the retail industry, which are high pressure in its own way. Because whatever happens, you have to be patient. They say that the guest or the customer is always right. You have to solve the problems. You cannot lose your cool or whatever it is, because you're there to serve. And there is pressure, because many times it's also a fact of life that the busiest times for you is when the world wants to relax and enjoy holiday time, etc., etc. So I think what matters is you build at which maybe I didn't realize it then, you build that empathy muscle. You also have to deal with people. And at a very young age, when I was leading teams, I could always empathize with them that they're working very, very hard. There's a lot of sacrifices that people are putting together. And I think I realize it now that helped me to kind of, be what I do now.
Okay, nice. So in your early years, what were you very unsure about, which you want to discuss today?
Sure. So, I mean, we are still unsure even now, by the way. So we don't know. See, it's in, they say, when you look back, you say, but
Correct.
That time we were not, I've been through at least 10 crises or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Over the period of time. I mean, people may not even remember there was a Y2K problem. There was this bombing of this Twin Towers, the 2008, 2009, the Merrill Lynch collapsed, etc., etc. So at the beginning, you were never sure. You did not know whether what could happen in your industry, what could happen with the world. I used to read a lot, I still do, and sometimes I think I should not have read too much because you get bombarded with information. There are so many opinions coming in, so you don't know. And maybe during our time, we didn't have too much of this exposure to social media. TV was just hardly anything.
Yeah.
But now the gamut of bombardment of information that comes to you. So during the early years, you're not sure too much, but you don't look ahead too much. When you're younger, you don't really look at 5 years, 10 years, you don't understand that. But it was always very clear that putting in the effort, showing up and doing the best one can was very critical, because there were challenges even then, there are challenges even now. So we were unsure about a lot of things, but now there's so much happening that there's lots more to be unsure about, I think.
I know. I mean, in continuation with that, was there a phase in your life where, it felt heavier than what it looked from outside?
All the time, many times. And that time, what do you do then? Like, again, remember, we keep saying this, and our parents, teachers, and a lot of our mentors, teachers tell us, spend time with the right people, right? Because unless you do that, you don't have the support mechanism. You don't have people that you can discuss it. It could even be people who may not give you a solution, but they make you feel good, they make you feel lighter, they're a shoulder to cry on. So these were things that mattered then and matters even more now, because we didn't have too much of peer pressure, because we were not exposed to the whole world. But now, right from a very young age, you're exposed to a lot of expectations. You have, and a lot of my mentors told me, boss, don't have expectations, because if you do that, you're definitely going to be let down, you're definitely going to hurt yourself, and then you're going to feel bad. So I think the important thing is you should build those capabilities for yourself, that you should know that there will be challenges, there will be a lot of things that will go very, very wrong, but your reaction to that and the way you handle that, and who are the people that you can trust to at least give you a sound advice, who can absorb some of the pressure that you're feeling, some of the angst you're feeling, or your mind chanchala swabhava antali kannadadalli heltaralla, that lot of things are happening and you know what to do and your mind is wavering, you're getting bombarded. How do you handle that situation? How do you stay calm? How do you realize that, okay, I may take this step, it may not work out too well, but I need to do something or not do something? So going to the questions and discussions that you're having, yes, you're going to be unsure, yes, there's going to be a lot of pressure, but keep good people around you, and some of the simple techniques like pranayam, being calm, reading a good book, listen to calming music. 50 years back it was valuable, it's valuable now, it's going to be valuable in the future as well.
Vijetha, you've also worked with very high-performing individuals.
Correct,
It could be like, your CXOs, investors,
yes,
startup founders.
who have been successful in
yes,
the
right. What do you think they have been struggling with quietly?
See, there is a lot. Remember, it's lonely at the top, and when you're in a leadership position or when you have a responsibility, the expectation that the world has from you, your team, your customers, your people, your whatever, your family, there's a lot of expectations, and sometimes people do feel lonely, people do feel nervous, people worry that, oh man, if I do something or not do something, if I fail, it is not just me, there's hundreds of people and families are dependent on you, so that pressure is always there. But one thing that they've understood is that they build certain habits, they build strong teams below them and next to them. They do not have any qualms or shame in reaching out to people to be mentors and advisors. They reach out to friends, they reach out to their old professors, they rely on their family. They build that strong mechanism. Okay, because if you don't do that, when the tough times happen or challenges happen and you're not sure, there's not too many people you can talk to. There are not too many resources that you can reach out to, Archana. Right. Then what do you do? Yes. So keeping all these factors in mind, and they also know that it's important to be mentally and physically and spiritually fit. They know that it's absolutely say some prayers at times and all that is important. Correct. So they build that, and it's very consciously done. For example, if they understand that pressure is there and because of the pressure we lose our cool, we get angry, we get frustrated, we can't handle certain things, and once words come out of your mouth, you can't take it back. So they actually build that resilience, they build awareness, very important, self-awareness, that when these kind of what if scenarios happen, how should we react, how should we not react, and who are the people that we can count on, who's our mentors, who's our advisors. So these things is what leaders build very cautiously, very consciously over time. And I think that's the difference about why they're successful, why they're able to manage a lot of tough situations.
I'm glad you're speaking about this, and I think the listeners would be really interested in knowing this. Well, but I also feel that these things are rarely spoken about. So why do you think it's not spoken about in open air?
Right? So okay, 2-3 things. Your secret sauce, secret recipes, whatever, you don't want to just give it out over there. Correct, and while it's okay to be vulnerable, you don't want to be too vulnerable, right? And also what they also feel, Archana, is that supposing we tell them that these are our techniques and these are things, people will say, oh, that's all you do, you're also great about you. Maybe, but very honestly, today it is better to be candid, it's better to teach, better to see, because you have a second rung of leaders, third rung of leaders, right? You want to make sure that they're also able to handle situations. And most companies, whether it's a startup or SME or even a corporate or even an entrepreneur like yourself, you need to build resilience in your team. Otherwise, how will you take a break? Exactly. You're a wife, you're a mother, you're a daughter. You also need to have your personal bandwidth, you need to take holidays, etc., etc. But if all the time you'd be worried about, will my team be able to handle this? Will my family be able to cope with the fact that I'm traveling, I'm working 12, 14 hours, etc., etc. Unless you very build it with properly, how will you manage? It's impossible, right? So that is why it is critical today to have these kind of mechanisms, to have a support system, and to do it with a plan. Plans go, they say, man proposes or woman proposes and God disposes. So, but you should be ready that if this happens, I must be ready to understand it, be aware of it, and figure it out. I think that's what really matters. Today, the world is ambiguous, Archana. Right. You are dealing with customers, you are dealing with people. Anything can happen, anything can go wrong, it's not in your control. We have so many crises that came. The airlines decided to let you down and people are stuck in airports, etc. How do you handle it? How do you make sure that you don't get crushed? That's the belief and that's the mechanisms that you build.
Interesting. So I also wanted to know, Vijetha, what role has community played in your own journey?
It's so important. Right from, they say, it takes a village to build a city and a city to grow into a country, etc. Right? When we were growing up also, what was our holidays or whatever? grandmother's house, grandfather's house. You go there, your cousins are there, your uncles, aunts are there. So that was community.
True.
I have been brought up in Goa many years back, not the same Goa that people remember or understand or whatever, but it was open door policy. We could go to our neighbor's house, we could go play out there in the road or whatever it is, because it was fine. Because we knew that there were people to protect us and to look after us and feed us or pamper us more than our own parents. So because of that, I think that was also community. We didn't know then that time, right? Number one. Number two, as you grow, I think most of us say our school friends, college friends are the people that we really look after, we care about, and we want to see them doing well, and we rely on them. That's also community. Then once we start working, we start growing, we skip jobs, but we also make sure that alumni are there. We use technology today to stay in touch. That's also community. Of course, now coming from the startup, SME, and the entrepreneur ecosystem, community is very critical, because what do you need from a community? It's giving and taking. But you want to get good mentors, you want to get good advisors, you want to meet the right people, you want to learn skills, soft skills and hard skills, you want to know what are job opportunities, you want to know where there are career opportunities and also business opportunities. That's also community. So you give, you take, but there has to be a balance. We always talk about this, right? There should not be too much of pressure on you that I have to keep giving. There should not be anything for you to say to no at times, because that's very important if you do not protect yourself. But at the same time, when you're saying no, you also say it in such a way that you don't let the other person or the other teams whatever badly down, and they should understand the reasons why you're saying that. So all this is community. Being there, having a sounding board, a shoulder to cry on, that's all community, right? So, and that is so important. Because unless you get that resources, unless you get that help, it's very tough today. If that makes sense, of course.
Yes. I want to dive deep into that.
Please.
So now, what do you say the community, like spoke about Goa, right? The community where you were,
correct.
have mentors,
the school, the teachers,
exactly.
the parents of my other friends, they were all there to support you and without expecting anything back. Yes.
Now, as you progressed in your working career as well, so what happened during that time? Was there any support from the community?
Of course.
Yes.
Incredibly, it's still going on, right? I would be very candid and honest about it. So I'll give a quick, crisp overview. So, I was working with Taj Hotels, I was working with Arvind Brands, I worked with, all these Reliance Retail, Petroleum, etc. There were people who watched out for you. There were people, without expecting anything too much back from you, they directed you in the right manner. They gave you some books to read, or they told you, why don't you look at this? So that's also a very strong mentoring, advisory and support system and mechanisms. But why? Because you were worthy. You were a nice person. They also saw that you were willing to work hard, contribute, and you were also supporting. So I was always put into the training part, right? Because I speak through multiple languages, I have a little bit of patience, I was able to communicate, so they taught me a lot of things. And I realized then, maybe after some time, that this is also community building, because many of these folks that I used to work with many years back are doing very well for them. And now I always tell them when they meet me and they say like, boss, you were very good to us. I say, no issues, man. But at school, you're good to me now also. Give back, pay it forward, build ecosystems, build that community, build that way of, they say pay it forward, whatever it is, right? That's where communities work out. And it has to be systematic also, Archana. It has to be planned out as well. And again, I want to be very clear that there are different kinds of support that comes in. It could be you want something to understand a little bit of the law, or we have been part of corporate connections, etc., and you have also been part of BNI. That's also community.
Exactly.
That's where these are the people that you rely and trust. So there are multiple ways to look at it. There are multiple ways that things are happening, and our country is doing very well with that, but we can do much, much more. Okay, but going deeper, it's also a very clear thing that there has to be a playbook. There has to be a way of doing it. There is a structure. Like what do you do? All these webinars that you do. Even now we're shooting a podcast. Now this is also about Echoes of Silence. It's about, how do you help the founders and students and, homemakers also? How do you help them to build resilience? How do you make them understand that there is support? So I think that's also community. And we should do it. It's important. It is necessary.
So you have been building this, you have been connecting people,
people, absolutely.
And also you are like a one person who helps to build that ecosystem of startups, founders, right? And you've been doing this almost for about 20,
quite some time.
Years now?
Yes. I've been doing it for some time. I've been part of Head Start, I've been part of TIE Bangalore, I've been part of NASCOM. And there are many networks even now that exist which are phenomenal. and try to help, try to contribute. I mean, nothing to show off over here.
Right.
It's helped me and it's continuing to help me. So I feed that, I nurture that ecosystems. Yes.
So what do you think a mentally healthy ecosystem, what you are in, should look like or should be?
Okay, very interesting. So you talk about this as echoes of silence, right? So you should be comfortable on your own. Okay, you are okay to be alone, but you should not feel lonely, because over the years, unfortunately, Archana, it has come out that this clinical depression, feeling feeling too emotional, or a small thing that you might not really care about. Someone says something, you're okay, but someone else may take it very deep, very sensitively. So unfortunately, different people react in different ways, and there's a lot of peer pressure. There's a lot of expectations. I mean, you're supposed to do well in life, and I mean, whatever. We can keep talking about that. You're a mother. You want to make sure that your child is reasonably well protected, but not too well, not too much, because one day they're going to go out there and they're going to face the world. So I think what matters here is that we be open to realize that not everyone is able to handle certain situations. We have to be a sounding board, we have to be an agony aunt if you want to be, whatever it is, but you have to be clear that, because people are sensitive and there's a lot of pressure, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of expectations that they have. So if you don't do that, there is going to be a problem, and it does affect. And if it affects your mental well-being, then physically also you go down. You don't feel like working. You start snapping at people. You withdraw. You don't take care of your health. You're not going to eat well, and so many things will happen. And the ecosystem of people around you also suffer, etc., etc. Right? That's not good. And we should be very clear that it is a problem, but there are solutions. There are professionals. I and you are not the professionals, but there are professionals who understand these things. We keep reading. It's a very sad thing.
I'm just curious to know from you that.
Yeah. See, it's very sad. We read about the people who are very smart otherwise, but under pressure they commit suicide, or they just can't function as people. They're not able to do their jobs, etc., etc. It's so sad, because they're wonderful people. After all, as human beings, we want to be there for each other. We recognize it. We should make sure that we don't do anything to contribute to the harm. And if we feel that there are some people who need help them to get that help professionally and properly, discreetly also, because not everyone will be willing to say, okay, I'm having a problem, right? So how do we do that? How do you put those mechanisms? You work with you're an entrepreneur. There is pressure, events and everything, but how can you build this mechanism to be aware that some of your team members might need some support and help? Do not make them feel bad. Do not make them feel inferior, but we must do something for them, if that makes sense.
Right. Now, having said that, what made you feel like personally, on a personal front, when you felt that things were overwhelming for you, right?
Many times, okay? And again, I stress, we didn't realize it then. See, I've been working in very high pressure industries, right? Because there's a lot of demand on you. Physically, mentally, there's a lot of demand. You're not able to give enough time. Hoteliers and retailers and all that is very tough. And when you're stressful. And even as to work for a bank, as to work for many corporates, and even in the investment banking and industry bodies like NASSCOM and TIE, you have to give a lot. You have to be patient. You have to be, and many times the expectations are very brutal. And you realize, oh my God, I'm working on Sunday, I have not eaten, I have not gone back home. So all these things will play in your mind. It will play on your mind. That's the time when you have to stay calm. And you should not let it affect you. And very clearly take care of yourself. Sometimes we forget about that. There's no virtue. There's no such thing, I skipped meals, I didn't sleep well, I couldn't, whatever, I couldn't take care of myself better. No excuse. If you don't do that, how will you manage to contribute? How will you be able to work? How will you be there for your family, your friends, the organization you work for, and for yourself? Ultimately, you have to be your best friend and best buddy, right? Otherwise, what happens?
Yes.
So I think it took me some time, and it still sometimes I forget about this, because we're balancing so many worlds, Archana.
Correct.
But we have to be cognizant, we have to be aware, and we have to know some simple basic steps that we have to take to calm ourselves down, to make ourselves feel better. And self-love, it's good stuff.
Right. So over these years in your journey of life,
Correct.
You have met mentors, right?
Absolutely.
And
I got lucky.
You
spoke
about the sounding board and everything.
Correct.
Now, what would you wish in your earlier years someone has told you something in your earlier years that could have changed? Right?
Yes, I think, of course, it's always simple, Archana, that sometimes, you realize that even your best efforts is not leading to the expectations you want. It could be anything, career growth, family time, personal health, wealth, whatever it is, right? So maybe someone to just say that, look, you cannot have everything, right?
Yeah, right.
And you don't put too much pressure on yourself. And they say you lead a lifestyle because you want the neighbors to say, oh wow, this person, that was, I mean, not that I did it. I was pretty chilled out. The Goan, the Goan ambience and friends who were so nice, though they were so, and they're all still friends, very successful. But we always tell each other that, right? We got out some very rough phases, and we are just to make sure that we are there for each other, support each other. Things go right, things go wrong, it's still okay. But some of these things, if I had been told a little bit earlier and getting exposure to some of these avenues of support, well, that time it was not there, very honestly. But now it is being built up. But now the pressure is more, and the number of people who need this help is much, much more. And that is what the challenge is. So though the avenues are there, it's not enough. And also there's a bit of stigma still, that if I say that I'm weak, it's a problem. If I say that I'm not able to cope up with the mental stress, it's a problem. And of course, we are India, so many people, so much of pressure, so much of competition. There has to be a delicate balance.
So what is that one thought you would like the listeners to sit with after this conversation?
Oh my God. So this is something that I've learned, Archana. The ancient wisdom that is there, pranayam and yoga and all that kind of stuff, don't ignore it, because they were designed to be there for you. Simple tools, thousands of years old, but reading good books, having just a conversation with your family and friends in all this crazy WhatsApp and Instagram and Reels and Netflixes of the world, you must take time for yourself. Being self-aware, self-love, health comes first, most important.
Absolutely.
We forgot that.
Right.
Sometimes I also have forgotten it, and I have to remind myself, hit myself on the head and say, like, dude, take care of yourself better, because only then can you contribute more. Can you do more? Can you be more productive, more effective, and enjoy life. Life is good. Make it better. It's okay. And absolutely no harm to reach out. I repeat on that. No, reach out to people whom you trust, who you think will really be able to make a difference in your life. If you're feeling low, if you're feeling down, don't expose yourself to stimuli that will make you feel even worse, because today the world is sometimes unsafe. There's a lot of things happening. Peer pressure is there, expectations there. Don't let that overwhelm you. Keep some good friends. Be aware. Have some techniques. They say count to 10 when you're getting angry. Take 20 deep breaths with the pranayam techniques. Absolutely no problem. Do it, because you matter. Now, if you don't care of yourself, how will the world be able to help you? It's as simple as that. If that makes sense, of course.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, Archana.
Before we close, I would like to thank you, Vijetha.
My honor, my privilege.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
I wish Echoes of Silence all the very best. As a leader, I'm sure you'll bring it to great heights.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being with us today and talking so openly about whatever discussion we had and sitting through this conversation. Thank you so much.
You have a great team, a great office, and I think with the vision that you have for Echoes of Silence is really good. So please, I wish you great success and well-deserved growth.
Echoes of Silence was created to hold space for reflections we don't always voice, and today's conversation felt like a gentle beginning of that journey. If something you heard today stayed with you, there's no need to rush to make a sense of it. Sometimes, awareness begins simply by noticing. Thank you for listening and for taking this pause with us. Until next time, this is Echoes of Silence.